Welcome to the Beginner's Guide to AuthorizeNet REST API. This tutorial will walk you through the process of integrating AuthorizeNet into your application. First, you need to create an account on the AuthorizeNet website and obtain your API credentials, including your API login ID and transaction key. Next, you need to choose the right API endpoint for your needs. AuthorizeNet provides two endpoints: the Payment Gateway and the Customer Profiles endpoint. The Payment Gateway endpoint is used for processing transactions, while the Customer Profiles endpoint is used for managing customer information. To start making API calls, you need to authenticate your requests using your API credentials. You can do this by including your API login ID and transaction key in the header of your request. You can also use the OAuth 2.0 protocol to authenticate your requests. Once you have authenticated your requests, you can start making API calls to process transactions. For example, you can use the Create Transaction request to process a payment. This request requires you to provide the payment amount, payment method, and customer information. When making API calls, it is essential to handle errors and exceptions properly. You can do this by checking the response code and response message of each API call. If an error occurs, you can use the error code and error message to troubleshoot the issue. In addition to processing transactions, you can also use the AuthorizeNet REST API to manage customer profiles and subscriptions. For example, you can use the Create Customer Profile request to create a new customer profile, and the Update Customer Profile request to update an existing customer profile. Best practices for using the AuthorizeNet REST API include using secure protocols such as HTTPS, validating user input, and handling errors and exceptions properly. You should also use a secure method to store your API credentials, such as using environment variables or a secure key store. In conclusion, the AuthorizeNet REST API provides a powerful and flexible way to integrate payment processing into your application. By following the steps outlined in this tutorial, you can start making API calls and processing transactions in no time. Remember to handle errors and exceptions properly, and to follow best practices for using the API. With the AuthorizeNet REST API, you can provide a secure and seamless payment experience for your customers.